One of the biggest obstacles that you face is not from outside, it's not from a person, but what the biggest obstacle that you will face is what you say to you. What is your self talk like? You see, what you believe about you determines what you do with what God has given you. You see, God has given me, I would say, skill to be able to communicate, to be able to articulate. But there was once a time that what I was saying to myself didn't add up to what God had for me. You see, I used to be the type of person that I would kind of diminish myself in certain situations to make other people comfortable because I thought, okay, if I dim my light, then this person won't feel as, you know what I'm saying, antsy or whatever. And I did that for a long time. So I was giving this world 50, and God still was blessing me. God still was blessing me at a 50 output. But then, as I went through some things in life and I started really to learn myself, I started thinking like I'm devaluing myself to make other people comfortable, but they will never be comfortable. That's why I don't understand when people say I'm doing it for my haters. They'll just find something else to hate. And a lot of times you say you have haters, but what I'm now starting to realize is it's not a hater. I think it's just misguided admiration. A lot of people self-talk is so bad that when they see you doing what it is that you're called to do, it's not that they hate you, they hate that about you. You see, there should never be a point in time that someone is building that business or someone is doing, there should never be a time that you have a problem with them because what they're doing has nothing to do with you. It's what they're doing irritates what you should be doing. You see, a long extended period of time, there was a lot of people close to me or whatever that didn't know what I did. I'm talking about as a profession. They didn't know. And it bothered me at some points in time because I'm like, these people really don't know. But when I really started learning myself, when I really started being my biggest fan, I started saying, you know what? They don't know because I make it look easy. That's not a brag. That's not a flex. That's my self-talk. You see, a lot of times people, and this is deep right here. If you ask a person, who are they? A lot of people won't be able to articulate that in words. If you ask someone who are they might give you what their professional title are. I'm a program manager. I'm a, colonel in the army, whatever. Like they will give you their title, but they really can't articulate who they are. They don't know. And the problem is we get so focused on titles. We get so focused on positions that when they're taken away, now you're stuck not knowing who you are. And when you don't know who you are, the world will try to get you to be whatever it is that they want you to be. It's just self-talk. It's what you say to yourself. I used to be the type of person like if I'm doing something and I mess up, I'll be like, man, you're so stupid. Now words have power. And if you keep saying that over and over, you start to feel stupid. Maybe not just like in a broad sense, but about certain things. Like if you keep making the same mistakes, then I'm stupid. It's just self-talk. What are you saying to you? There's no way in the world that someone should say something about you and it affects your life in such a way if it's not what you're saying about you. You can't tell me that I'm not a great father. You can't tell me that. There was a point in time to where my kids would do something and it would make me upset. But see, I'm so in tune with myself that I take a step back and I say, what am I really upset about? Are they doing something that I saw in myself? So it's not that the act that they did that made me mad. It's what I see in them that I saw about myself. So I would have to readjust and be like, okay, cool, all right, cool. So many people want their kids to go off to college. That's amazing. That is amazing. But college isn't for everybody. And the struggle starts because you want them to be something that you didn't do. So now you're like, okay, no, you're going to do this, that, and the other. And that person's not happy because they're trying to fulfill something that you didn't do. That's why it's so important that you understand yourself and you will be able to navigate the world. See, my kids, I know when something is off because of the relationship that I have with them. But here's the thing. I won't tell them something to do that I won't do. If I'm talking about communication, then I have to have communication with them. They have to be able to see me to communicate because what I believe about me, the world cannot tell me any different. That's why so many people are so uncomfortable in the world because you are in a position that you know that you're not supposed to be in. but your self-talk is so messed up that you don't believe it's possible. You think, I want to build that business, but the economy's so bad. I don't know if I can get the grants. I don't know if I can get the loan. Woe is me. But then you would turn around and talk about a God that you serve. You talk about that anything is possible with God because that's easy to say to someone else when they're going through something. When that person is going to cancer treatment, you're the first one to say God can do anything. But let your power bill be higher than it was last month. All of a sudden, you throwing in the cards. I don't know what I'm going to do. But you telling a person that is going to chemo that God is going to heal them. It's your self-talk. That's why so many people find themselves in positions that you just want to give up. You want to give up because the battle is already lawful by what you saying about yourself every day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm God's chosen. You can't tell me otherwise because I wouldn't be here. When I'm navigating through life, when I used to dim my light to make other people happy, and like I said, God still had his hands on me at 50%. But once everything started to align for me, and I started saying, you know what? No more. You see, I was so focused on the people that wasn't supporting me that I was missing out on the ones that was. And once I got my self-talk together, God blessed me even more. I get up and I do these videos and people don't understand. You know how hard it is some days to get up and do a video? Because I am just like you. I have struggles. The only difference is that when I have a struggle, I identify it and I attack it right then. I cannot stand being around someone and they tell me this is how I always been. Isn't life about evolution? I don't like being around people that, man, I don't know. You know, my kids have never heard me say, I don't feel like going to work. Now, sometimes I might feel like that, but I don't put that in the atmosphere because I don't want them to be saying, I don't feel like going to work now. You know, they might say it every now and then, but I stop it right there because what you say to yourself is your biggest obstacle. And that's why people become, quote unquote, accidental haters. It's not that they hate you, they hate what you represent. And a lot of time it comes from the people that know you in real life because they know what you've been through. How dare you be in the same position as me and you choose to believe what God has for you and now you have ascended? How dare you? How dare you come from the same environment that I come from and now you way up here? How dare you? You got to get yourself together on what you telling yourself. If you want to have a great family life, it won't happen if you're not telling yourself that. If you're not speaking life to yourself. And here's the thing. Everybody ain't going to be on board. I come on here and do these videos, so imagine the talks that I have with my kids. They know they can come to me. First, they going to hear the real from me, and then let's figure out a plan. Let's figure it out. But you going to hear from me. And if you don't want to hear from me, then you don't come to me. Because once I start believing in myself, then I was able to do what God has given me and birth it into the world. That's the message today. Don't start blaming the devil. Don't start blaming this person. What are you saying about you? Y'all have a blessed day.